Thank you to our fans for being here amongst the red. We brought some more red, and those guys were great. Overall, I thought it was just a good team performance. There were a lot of good things that happened on the defensive side, the offensive side, special teams. Offensively, 184 yards rushing. I mean, who would think of Pat Mahomes and talking about his runs, but he had a couple nice ones. But, you know, all three running backs did a heck of a job there, I thought. The third downs were great. Nags had a great plan, I thought, for these guys as we went forward, 8 for 14 on third down. The red zone, we were better there than what we've been with 4 out of 5 happening there. Scores, that last drive, just bearing down, putting the hammer down on that was important. That was physical. None of this can take place without the offensive linemen on the offensive side. So, and then getting McCole involved, both on special teams and on the offensive side, was great. And then I mentioned Kareem, but 78 yards and 22 carries. He's a beast in there. So, as were the other guys. Defensively, I thought we just played great football and 3 picks, 3 turnovers against real good offense there. And in some area categories, I mean, they were first in the National Football League. That led to 14 points. So 3 turnovers, 14 points, great thing. Justin Reid is just playing like an all-pro, which he is in our mind. So, but he came out and had the 8 tackles, and again leading the team in tackles and an interception, along with Wallace and Hicks, 2 young guys contributing in there. Third downs, 2 for 11, again, against a good offensive team. And the special teams, Ariza, I mean, you got to take your hat off to him with the field position part of it. It's so important in this league. So he did a nice job. He was back in California, so he was using all that air out there. Anyways, with that, time's yours.
You talked about the better play in the red zone. Obviously, it was what? Any reason to put your finger on that?
No, I mean, we did. The place we did well was on no penalty. So, I mean, that ends up being important when you get down in there and you don't take anything away from yourself. And that's kind of hurt us, the last few games. But it was a great scheme. It was schemes that we used in there. It was, the guys executed well in there. So all around it was good.
Andy, you guys had only the 2 interceptions all season before today. Each of them seemed to have its own little story to them. Justin seemed to do that really well. And the drop off on the Wallace interception that hits in the end zone. I wonder if you could just elaborate on what enabled.
Yeah, well, Spags does a great job of with the different schemes, the different personnel groups. I mean, you think about this now, 2 rookies being able to jump in on this thing and being a part of it, and then putting them in position where, and them doing it to make plays. But he's the best in the business of what he does, and he did a great job with the scheme part of it. And the players love all that stuff. They all get to be a part of it and contribute.
And I don't know if you would have seen this, but it looked like Patrick got literally punched in the throat on that interception. Did you see? He's always fired up. Did you see any change in his demeanor after that?
Yeah, you probably noticed his voice isn't very. No, I didn't see anything. I didn't.
Because of injuries, you guys had to change your stripes a little bit. You talked about putting on a run game. When that happens, is that a challenge you kind of enjoy a little bit, or is it frustrating?
Yeah, listen, I mean, you're going against good coaches, good players, 2 good football teams that have a history together. So Kyle does a great job with his staff and their players. And so you love that part of it. You love the competition part. As far as the run game, passing game, you're going to do what's working and try to mix it a little bit to keep them off balance. But that's a tough group. At 54, it doesn't allow you to keep them off balance too much. So he's a pretty good football player along with 97. They're both really good.
Maybe Jalen Watson, Juju. You think of those are any kind of long term?
Yeah, I think Jalen will be, yeah. I think. I mean, we'll see what the MRI says, but I don't think that's going to be great news.
And yet, I think this is right. I think Roland Wallace only maybe had one snap all season before. I think what does it take for a guy to be in the right place at the right time?
Yeah. So he's a real smart kid. We saw that in training camp. Picks things up easy. He's got a great feel. for the game. Had that in college. He was able to transfer during camp. Again, my hat goes off to Veach for getting these guys. So I mean, we're playing a lot of different folks, and the guys are stepping up. So, but Roland he's a good football player. Yeah.
Andy, you guys are the only undefeated team left in the NFL.
Mm.
Can you put that in perspective when kind of considering the adversity, the injuries, and the other challenges that you've had?
Yeah, Jared. I mean, we got plenty of room to improve on things. Eventually, guys will start coming back. But the thing I appreciate the most are guys stepping up, and then the other guys trusting them to step up. So, and believing in them, and then the coaches just coach them. Each brings them in, coaches coach them, and I appreciate that to put us in this spot right here. So there's a lot of things that go into it, but I appreciate the attitude of the guys.
Coach Reid, Patrick Mahomes looked a little bit like a running back on his touchdown up the middle, lowered his shoulder, kind of trucked the guy.
Yeah, no, he did. He caught him just right. That guy's a good player and a good hitter. So Pat was able to drop his shoulder on him and get in the end zone. He wasn't thinking it was going to be like that, but he caught him off balance a little bit, and that happened. So, yeah.
Andy, you talked about this before, but I assume you prefer Patrick avoid contact instead of seek it out?
Yeah, especially on those shoulders, but that's all right.
With McCaffrey out and then Daniel Ayuk also being injured during the game, is there anything from that Super Bowl game plan that carried over to today, or was it pretty much game plan for completely different teams?
Yeah, I mean, they had different stuff. We had different stuff. I mean, we're both teams are doing what they do, but I mean, there's wrinkles in there, obviously, for matchups, injuries, and so on. So, but I wouldn't tell you it's just a completely different offense or defense and that. And Kyle's got a lot of guys, man. He's going through that same thing, trying to make sure guys can get in and go. And 2-4 is giving him some real healthy yards there, man, running hard. And so that's, well, you know, he's doing a heck of a job of what he's got there. And guys are making plays for him. That tight end had a few big plays today.